What's up everybody, I'm Brian from EV Outlet, and today we have another cool product from Hannshow. This goes in the trunk of the Model Y, and I've had a couple of people ask me about this in the past. When I reached out to Hannshow, they sent this out for a review so you guys can see what to expect and how to install this. This is the retractable cargo cover for the Model Y. Yeah, I can see what's in the trunk. I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can. You can see what's in the trunk if I cover the lens up, and that is unsafe. Let's cover this back up again. Do the same thing. And of course, no, you're just going to see the handle and the cover. Let's open this up. So this is everything you get in the box, or everything I got in the box. A warranty card. You get 2 panels here with some hook. These all have adhesive on there. And then of course the cargo cover itself. You don't get the dog hair. You do get this nice cover, so if you wanted to keep this in the car, when you take this off, maybe you have something large that you're going to put back here. You don't want to have that in the way. You can put it in the bag and store it somewhere. Figure out where these pieces go, and we're going to install this. So after about 30 seconds of fiddling, this goes right in here, right underneath the weather stripping here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pull that adhesive off and put this right in place. I've got a little trick for installation that I'm going to show you. This goes right underneath the seat belt. It kind of holds on to right there. And same thing on the other side. It's not that expensive. Obviously a link down below. Hannshow makes really cool stuff. As you guys are aware that I'm going to be redoing my Model Y, and Hannshow is actually sponsoring that, so I'm going to have a lot of products that you can get at Hannshow using my link down below. As I build all these videos out, I'm going to have a whole list of everything that you can get from Hannshow using the correct links and everything like that. Hannshow is a great company. They've been a great sponsor of the channel for quite a long time, and they make good products. All right, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to show you how I'm going to set this up. I'm sure you can probably just wing this one because of the cutout here. But what you want to do is you want to clean this area really good. So what I'm going to do first is set this underneath there and figure out exactly where this is going to go. You pull the tape off, you got to know where this is going to end up going before you press down on it. So I'm putting a piece of masking tape at the leading edge of this and the back edge. Once I push down on this, once I pull the backing off, I'm not lining it up over here and then trying to have to push it anywhere. I know it's going to go right here. I can kind of put it underneath there, kind of straighten it out as I'm going to these lines, and then really push it home really nice and tight on there. I'm going to do that to all 4 corners, which I already did to this corner. I've used even one on the top here so I can get this right exactly where I want it. All I have to do is pull up on the weather stripping and get this right into place. Now I just used an all-purpose cleaner, but you can use alcohol, rubbing alcohol or something like that. You just want to get the grease off of this and make sure the adhesive sticks. Looks like I got some stuff here. So everything's wiped down. We're going to give that a few seconds to dry completely. It is nice and hot out today. It's 91 degrees, kind of humid, so we're going to let that completely dry, make sure there's no solution on there, and then we're going to pull that off, pull the backing off, and I'm going to show you how these install. Again, this is like one of the easiest things I've done, I think. Alright, so now it is time for installation. If you want to, you can test fit this again. Make sure you know where it goes. This makes it easy because this goes right into here for dropping the seats. But what I'm going to do is peel the backing. As a gigantic jet flies by. And I'm going to pull up on this, tuck it underneath, and that way, remember what I said, we can kind of guess where it goes. But the bottom half is going to lock in right there, and then you just push on it. There's a little patch right there. This is the bigger piece here, so there's actually more adhesive. Same situation. I'm going to hold this up, kind of line it up off of that front piece of tape, and then push it down. Now, as I'm putting this in, I do see one issue that will come up, and I'll talk about that later on. So for this side, I didn't put tape. All you have to do is tuck it underneath the seatbelt, and it kind of grabs and locks into place. There's nothing needed here. You don't need to tape it off because there's only one spot it can go. Just like that. Super easy. Now for the installation of the shade itself. Now I've hooked it into one side. All it does is just drop into that latch there, and the other side is a little tough. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I think I like that because it's gonna put so much pressure on there that it's not gonna rattle. One thing I don't like about putting parts on the car is sometimes they rattle, and this won't do that because it is very tight. And it'll probably loosen up over time. Just so I'm not in the way of the camera, I'm gonna lower this down, push this over, and slide that in there. Now this is super tight. It's not gonna move anywhere. Put the seat back up, you can recline the seat, and you're all set. And then when it comes time to close the shade, drop it into the channels and close the hatch. Now this is the factory tint. And we're in the garage, so let me back the car out of the garage and see if you can see through the tint and see what's in there. So I put the back of the car in the sun, and let's see if we can see through it. Now you probably can't because of the reflection, but I can see the handle and I can see the cover, but I can't see obviously into the car. Let's open this back up again. Open the shade up and let's see if I can see these items in there. Yeah, I can see what's in the trunk. I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can. You can see what's in the trunk if I cover the lens up, and that is unsafe. Let's cover this back up again. And of course, no, you're just gonna see the handle and the cover. All right, so my thoughts on this product. It's a cool little shelf if you're looking for a little bit more security. It is a nice layer of protection if you do put a lot of things in the back of your car, because you know you can always tint the windows dark, really dark, but at nighttime you need to see out the back. So it's a good idea to have a cargo cover like this. And I know there's going to be comments saying that Tesla should have done this in the beginning. All Teslas should have this, or all Model Y should have this. But you know, it comes to a point where they have to put features in and put some features in and not put some other features in. So I think this is a great option. It's not very expensive. There's a link down below, like I said, if you'd like to order this. Now for the drawbacks that I think is when you retract this back in, I go below it, but it's going to score the size just a little bit. It's not too bad when you pull it out if you go low, but it does kind of dig into the plastic a little bit here, and it will make some marks over time. The other issue is if you need to remove this piece, this panel, to get to the light, say you buy these afterwards, you're changing the light fixtures, removing this is going to be a little bit more tricky because that adhesive is really strong. Yeah, you can pull it off of here and it's not going to be, I guess, the end of the world, but it does have a little drawback to that. I mean, I guess you can just pull the whole thing off together and it does usually stay together. But you can take this panel off versus this panel, and you know that's going to be a small drawback. But for the people that don't customize the stuff all the time like I do, I don't think that's a big issue. So I think this is really cool. I think a lot of people will like this. So again, links down below, discount codes down below. So if you're into covering your shit up like a house cat, you need to get one of these things. As always, stay awesome, stay positive, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.